All right, guys, welcome back for a third edition of Talking to Myself. I'm Special K, back at you, coming for another episode. Hope everyone's doing well out there. Thank you guys for tuning in. Not much going on this last week. Last couple weeks. Last week I took off. Uh, did some bowling last week. I had some fun. But anyway, uh, not much going on the last couple weeks. I think the biggest news flash is everything going on with NBA players playing back in the Drew League. That was pretty exciting for me to see. I've always enjoyed watching the Drew League, especially that shortened season. What was that? 11 or 12 back then when everybody was playing the Drew League. Super exciting. We got to see LeBron play the other night with DeMar DeRozan. That was fun. Always nice to see. Oh, if LeBron's going to come play in the Drew League, he's just going to open up doors. Everybody's going to want to come back. I saw something this morning about Paul George wanting to come play in the Drew League. Excited to see that. Trae Young and John Collins were on the same team the other night. That was fun. There's been a lot of rumors about what they're going to do with John Collins, so to see them still playing well together, and maybe that's a hint that they're going to still be together. It's nice to see. Definitely like what they got going on over in Atlanta, for sure. We'll see. We'll see. I'm sure we'll see more NBA players playing the Drew League this year. Before it's all said and done, of course. You got Jello Ball playing out there, balling out. Huge fan of him. Think he's already, he played in the summer league for Charlotte again. I'm hoping he can get back in the G League and make a name for himself. I think he's already made a name for himself. I think he's just having some bad luck, and sometimes that's just how things go. Keep working hard and keep doing your thing, big dog, and we'll see what comes of it. When it comes to free agency right now, things are quiet. A lot of trade rumors going around, of course, with Kyrie, Kevin Durant. Not much coming of it right now. Reports keep dwindling up and down. You see Kyrie wants to leave. Now Kyrie wants to play with the Nets if KD's not there, or if he's there. It doesn't matter, apparently. Obviously we're going to see different types of rumors until everything's all said and done. Like I said last episode, I don't really I like to give my outlooks on it and maybe what I would do in that situation. But as for what I think is going to happen, I don't like to speak too much on it. Do I think they both leave? No. Do I think one of them leave? I think there's a good possibility, but the Nets are going to get what they want for them. I mean, that's for sure. If they don't get what they want or what they think is a good deal, they're not going to go. I don't blame them. Why should you? Why should you rush? There's no reason to rush. You got these guys under contracts for, I think Kyrie's the first one to get off, and that's 3 years from now. So it is what it is. Just keep seeing the rumors, keep listening to them, but not really much coming of them right now. Excited to see if anything does go down. We'll see. Right now, just small talk with especially the veteran free agents out there. I think we talked about Carmelo Anthony. I think it was last episode. I think I spoke about the Warriors and what I would do in their position. And I brought up Melo as a free agent. Now, Warriors apparently on that short list that teams are talking to him. I think it's down to now Miami, Golden State, Lakers, of course, and the Knicks. I heard talks about Denver in the beginning. Now I'm not seeing much. He's coming to an end. You got to at least offer the man a deal. I mean, for everything he did for Denver, I would at least offer him a deal. I think that's why New York's doing that for him, for sure. Man, I really like to see him. I love seeing him in LA. I think it's a great fit. He had a good year last year, uh, including the circumstances of everything that went on over there last year. He had a really good year. Um, I'd like to see him go another round with LeBron. I think it'd be very special if he does win a ring with LeBron. Best friends, the banana boat. So I like to see them go round two. Definitely. I not a big believer. When I was maybe a few years ago, I was a believer in the 1 year things, but it's just getting old, man. Like you're not gonna get it done in 1 year. I think you need at least two. I mean, obviously more than that, but I like to see him back there. But I am enjoying these talks about Melo and Golden State because I think that would be the perfect fit. Melo had a good year last year with the Lakers, and with everything going on over there. I think if you plug him in over, I mean, look at I'm not. Before I say this, no comparison whatsoever. Not comparing these guys, whatever. But Swaggy P, he was basically at the end of his career. I don't even think he was looking at any offers, but then Golden State, grabbed him, and he was just great off the bench. Wasn't missing. During those 2 years in Golden State, I don't think many people were missing. Even Sean Livingston was knocking down every shot. So it tells you a lot about the system, and I think Melo would fit in perfectly. And I think it would, he's at the end of his career, so, what he does doesn't really matter too much to get another contract. He's at the end. He knows that. I really want him to get a ring. So I'm excited. I think Golden State would be a perfect fit. So far they've brought in Dante DiVincenzo from Milwaukee. Great quiet move. The second great quiet move, I think, was bringing in JaMychal Green. Just two quiet moves, and nobody's really, they're great role players, good role players. Nobody really gives them the credit for. JaMychal Green has been a great role player over the last few years. He was over in Memphis, Clippers a couple times. Now he's been over in Denver. It's just somebody reliable, somebody consistent, and I think the Lakers get that with DiVincenzo and Green as well. And they just signed Mac McClung to a 1-year deal. Excited to see. I think he will fit in and continue to grow as a player very well in that system for sure. Very, very good fit. So I would like to see Melo go over there. Dwight Howard's another guy getting at the end of his career. We all know it. Man, I love seeing him play. I don't know what it is. I love seeing him play, even with everything that went on in Houston. It is what it is. That's what happens, Apparently Harden is not the easiest guy to get along with, so you got to give Dwight some credit there. I've been seeing some talk about Brooklyn. Really, it's the only talk so far I've seen when it comes to Dwight, besides the WWE, of course. But that's neither here or there right now. We're covering NBA right now, not the WWE. But I saw Brooklyn Nets. I think that'd be a good fit, especially if they keep things the way they are right now. Kyrie and Kevin Durant end up not moving, and they play the year out. You add Dwight. You already signed. You got Claxton back, Patty Mills. You got all these role players. I think Dwight would be a good guy off the bench. I mean, you got Claxton at the 5. I'm sure they're going to sign somebody else at the 5. You lose LaMarcus Aldridge and Blake Griffin, who are still both free agents, by the way. I wouldn't be surprised if we see LaMarcus go back over to Brooklyn. Really played well last year, especially with, the retirement and the heart problem, and then just jump back in like that and play at a decently high level. Definitely very excited to see that. I know he'll get another chance. I'm thinking it will be with Brooklyn, but we'll see. Dennis Schroeder. And the only reason I bring his name up, obviously he's a good backup point guard. I think he would be good for any team in the league. Definitely, of course. You can fit him anywhere in the league. But he just posted that little workout video, and Braun said something to it. He's like, running back? Question mark, question mark. Schroeder, if you're the one asking that question, man, I think you already know the answer. Big dog. I don't know. I don't think the Lakers bring him back. They got Kendrick Nunn, who missed all of last year. He's coming back. You still got Westbrook. I don't think Schroeder right now is a good fit for the Lakers. But as for the other contending teams, Denver, Brooklyn, you can really plug Schroeder in anywhere. Good defensive point guard. We'll see what happens with him if he gets to go anywhere. I've already talked about Mac McClung briefly, and I believe I talked about him last episode. Great fit. I can't say it enough. I still believe he's going to be a superstar in this league, and I believe the Warriors see at least a little bit of that, and they're willing to take that chance, and I'm just excited to see what comes of it. I think he's a great player. I'm very excited to see what happens next, for sure. I wrote down a couple names for each position, who's left on the unrestricted free agents, just to go over. In my eyes, on positions, most of them are the top ones at their position, but not all of them. It's just some guys I picked out, me personally, would be a great fit on the squad. So I'm going to start the one. Two guys I pointed out. I'm going to start with Bledsoe. Eric Bledsoe has just moved around a lot. Not a great point guard, not the best point guard, but he's okay. I think he would fit in well any contending team as a backup point guard. Maybe even one of these young teams, just get some stats in and see where that goes. Honestly, I like to see him go back over to Phoenix, a place he's played before. Be a nice spot for a backup point guard. I don't think he's done this league. I think somebody's got to give him a chance. I like to see him continue to prosper. I know he's still got a few years left, so I'm hoping he can get back to playing at a high level and see what comes of it. The other name I wrote down was Rajon Rondo. Obviously, there's a lot going on with the whole gun incident, with his kid being involved, his girl, and all that. So I wrote a question mark by his name because is Rondo going to play any minutes in the NBA ever again? We're not sure at this point. To me, he is one of my favorite point guards, my second favorite point guard. And just love watching him, watching throughout the last 12, 13 years. True point guard in a sense. And just the things he went through, There was a lot of talk those last few years in Boston and then getting traded over to Dallas and that just being a complete shit show. And then, going over to Sacramento, having a good year. And then going to New Orleans, playing very well with AD and DeMarcus Cousins. Got him that contract in Chicago. And then, LA got him a ring again. Very, very big fan. I'm not going to go into his personal problems right now, his judicial problems right now. Need a time or place or me to even speak on that. I don't like speaking on that type of stuff. Just because, there's two sides to every story. And I'm just speaking generally here. There's because I'm actually going to get back to this here in a second. There's two sides to every story. When it comes to personal issues and sports, NBA, whatever it might be. I just like to. I'll get all the details, of course, but I just like to sit back and watch it. I don't like to give my opinion or even think about what my opinion would be on something like that going on, because you don't know unless you're there, and it's true with any situation like that. You don't know. So back to my point about Rondo, if he does play in the league next year, obviously he is a great fit anywhere he goes. Man, I want just send everybody to Golden State, man. Just send everybody to Golden State. Everybody can fit in over there. It don't even matter, man. Rondo will look good in that blue and white too, boy. I would like to see him in the Houston Rockets gear before he retires. You know, there was always talk about him going to Houston while he was still with Boston. We were in, I believe we were getting to our prime years during those trade talks, and we're really trying. I think we're going for, man, we were hosting Melo, LeBron when he became a free agent back in 15. I mean, we were just trying to get everybody, man. Everybody. And Rondo was also a piece we're trying to get. So I think if that happens and he goes to Houston with a young squad, I think he'd be a great mentor. Like he did in Cleveland last year. It just worked out great. Would like to see him in Cleveland again if, you know, he could play basketball again. Cleveland's got a great young squad too. So I would like to see him go back there. He could always go back to the Lakers. Great fit with all those guys. He's just a great fit wherever he goes, man. Rondo, one of the best point guards to ever play this game for sure. True point guard in the sense, man. Just love the guy. As for shooting guards, I got a few written down here. Not too many big names. Like I said, for the most part for this list, it's basically role players. I mean, that's all that's left. And veterans, you know. Getting up in age veterans, over 34, 35. But for shooting guard, the first name I wrote down, obviously, is Avery Bradley. A great defensive shooting guard. Play the one as well. Can shoot the three. Great 3D guy. The only thing that bothers me, though, about Avery Bradley is... And they kept it quiet, so I don't know if too many people know about it, but he was signed by Golden State at the beginning of this year before he went back to LA. And after the preseason, they waived him. Golden State waived a veteran guy who fits in their squad quite well. Now, I heard Steph and some of the guys were upset about this, but man, they kept it quiet, and it just don't make sense to me because, one, I haven't seen the Golden State do something like that. I mean, you had DeMarcus Cousins on your team for crying out loud, so why? Why was he waived? When a guy like that who, I mean, let's be honest, that is the role player you want in Golden State, a 3-and-D guy. That's most of the guys you have over there in Golden State are 3-D guys off the bench. So when I saw that not work out, especially just after preseason, that was a red flag in my book. I mean, if I'm a GM or scouts or whatever it might be, why didn't that work out? Why? So as for Avery Bradley, I'm skeptical. Been a journeyman in this league. Another one of those guys. You know, I don't know down in Golden State, but I think you can plug him in just about anywhere. I think he'd be a great fit in Minnesota, honestly. They need a backup point guard. Looking for a shooting guard. I think that would be a great quiet fit for Minnesota. I don't think too many people would take notice on that move. I would like to see that. Denver just lost Austin Rivers to Minnesota, so they're looking for a two. And if I believe correctly, they lost Markieff Morris too. So, you know, Avery Bradley's a versatile guy. I mean, besides his size, I mean, if you wanted to plug him in at 3, depending who he's guarding over at the 3, you could plug him in. So it's just another guy you can plug in just about anywhere, any team. I think it'd be a great fit for any contender out there. The other two names I got, Jeremy Lamb. Haven't heard much of him. He had that injury, but was playing good ball when he got injured. I would like to see him go to a team who is not in playoff contention. I like to see him possibly be a starter or a six-man type of guy and see what he's really made of. I mean, this guy's been in the league over 10 years already, and we really haven't seen, too much. He was drafted by Houston. I really liked watching Jeremy Lamb. Like what he did over in Charlotte, Indiana. He was playing well before he got injured. So, like I said, I would like to see him go to a team where he could possibly start or be a six-man on. And he go back to Houston, maybe go over the Magic, come off the bench. Honestly, and I know I said no contention, but now that I think about it, Chicago would be a nice fit. Him coming off the bench, have a shooter, a defensive guy. So we'll just see what happens with him. I mean, he's getting towards the end of his prime with the injuries and everything. So I just want to see a good year out of Jeremy Lamb. Hopefully he goes to a team where he can get that playing time. The other name I got on there is Lou Williams. He's approaching 37 pretty quickly. Don't know if Atlanta wants to. I haven't seen talk about Atlanta bringing him back. I think Lou is another type of guy that you can plug in. And I think at this point in his career, he needs to be on a contending team, for sure. That man deserves a ring. And everybody, look, if you've been in the league that long, you're doing your part. You're winning your rewards. Lou Williams has done more than his part. One of the greatest six-men to ever play the game. So, when you get to that point in your career, and you haven't stuck with the one team because you've been traded or whatever might have taken place, you have every right to move around and go ring chasing. And I think that's what Lou would do. I'm going to plug him in again with Golden State, baby. Why not? Why not? Golden State, go ahead. Sign everybody to the veteran minimum. Line up at the door, baby. Let's go. So, I would like to see that. Another defense Lou would have to work on. I don't think he'd be getting much playing time over in Golden State either. Especially with all these young guys making a name for themselves now. Kuminga had a good year last year. I mean, Moody and Kuminga were rookies last year. Moody didn't even get to play much. You guys have no idea what you guys are in for. Wiseman hasn't even... Man, we haven't even seen Golden State, man. I need to get off Golden... I'm not even a Golden State fan, dude. I don't know what's going on. So that's who I had at the shooting guard, man. Just some veteran guys. Not a lot left at the shooting guard, to be honest with you. Or the small forward. I went through the list of names on the small forwards, and I just really... Man, I really couldn't see anybody just be the... I don't know. Not... Be okay fit, just not a good fit, you know what I mean? I did pick two names out. I'm going to throw them out there. Tony Snell. Tony Snell's been a good role player off the bench for all the teams he's played for since he's been in the league. I think you can plug him in just about anywhere. I like to see him go to a contender, though, for sure. See what he can do come playoff time and all that. Honestly, for preferred destinations for him, man, I think he fit in well with Milwaukee. I think just about anywhere. Really haven't heard much about teams talking to him. So we'll keep our ear out, keep listening, see what comes of Tony Snell. The other name I had down was Kent Bazemore. He's got a lot of criticism lately for going and chasing rings with L.A., turning down that big 2-year deal in Golden State. And that boy's sick now, boy. But he over there, he's free agent. I've seen talks with Golden State. There's a guy who can play the 2 and the 3. If you need a guy at the 4, you throw him in there. 3 and D guy. Getting towards definitely at the back end of his career, but still a guy that can contribute a little bit, a couple minutes off the bench every quarter. So we'll see. Golden State, I think LA could be another possible destination for him. Coming back to the Lakers or even the Clippers. Everything they're building, he likes to go chase the names over there apparently. So, but who can blame him, man? I mean, come on. I had the Lakers winning it all. Who didn't? I mean, what it is, man. That's how life goes sometimes, and you just got to roll with the punches, learn from your mistakes, and try not to make them again. As for the 4, especially with this 4 and 5s, these guys are all very at the back end of their career, veterans. We've already talked about Melo. Melo was at the top of my list. I'm very excited to see if Golden State signs him. I think that would just be a great fit. I'd love to see him get a ring. But also, I'd like to see him get a ring with LeBron. I think that'd be more of a special moment for him, LeBron, and just the brotherhood, the NBA. 2 guys out of that historic 2003 draft to win a ring together. That'd be phenomenal, man. That'd be nice to see, especially since D Wade and LeBron have already done it. So I have a feeling within the next couple weeks, 3 tops, I think Melo will sign somewhere. So we'll keep you updated with that and go from there. The next guy I had on there is Trevor Ariza. Definitely on the back end of his career. Always been a big fan. That year with LA, winning the ring, and then obviously spent a couple different stints with Houston. 3, if you want to count the time he was traded the 3rd time, but then I think he was traded in the course of 3 or 4 teams over a couple of months. Well, he was with the Lakers last year. I think he needs to get out of that because, if you guys remember a few years ago, 17 and 18, when the Rockets played Golden State, Ariza was that guy trying to shut down Kevin Durant. We didn't have anybody else try to shut down Kevin Durant. When it comes to height, defensive ability, Trevor Ariza was that guy. And that's, obviously he's on the back end of his career, but, we're not too far from that moment. So I like to see him get out of LA, go to a spot where he can contribute a little more, see if he still got it. I like to see him go help a young team. I think he did well over in Houston. When that second stint when we lost Chandler Parsons to Dallas, and I'm gonna speak on this, and now it's over. I'll say more, but man, that made me sick, bro, because the year before was when Dame hit that shot in playoffs over us, and I didn't see that shot come. But anyway, Chandler Parsons was a restricted free agent, Dallas signed him to that big old deal, and we weren't going to match it. He wasn't worth that money, and come to find out, he definitely wasn't worth that money. So we signed Trevor Ariza, and at the time, obviously I watched him with the Lakers win that ring back in 2009. But to actually see him come back to the Rockets that second time, I knew he was coming from Washington, didn't know too much. Was not excited about the signing. I thought it was very underrated, but it proved out very well, and we had a good run with Ariza at the 3 for us. Unfortunately, couldn't get to the finals, but came close. So I'm excited to see what comes with Ariza. I would plug him into a young team. Cleveland's another squad you could throw out there. Orlando, like I've mentioned before, is 2-3 years away from being one of those top teams in the East. I think he would help this year. These young guys, come together and take that next step up to being a contender in this league. The last name I have on the 4, Blake Griffin. Actually done decent over in Brooklyn. Detroit as well before. So I'm excited to see. I've seen ties to the Lakers. We'll see what comes of it. I sound like a broken record. Line them up, Golden State. Line them up. Man, just add Blake Griffin to the mix on the 4 and 5, bro. For real. For real. Because I think he would fit in. He could shoot the 3. Like I said, when it comes to the Cardinals, the Patriots, the Warriors, people go there to win championships, and they change while they're over there. So I'd be very excited and interested in seeing how Blake Griffin would react over there. Very interesting. And we'll see what comes of everything soon. It's only July right now. Preseason will start next month and a half, 2 months from now. So got a little bit of time. We'll see what happens. At the 5, these first 2 guys, I wrote 3 names for the 5. The first 2 guys are veteran guys at the back end of their career. We already talked about LaMarcus Aldridge. I'd like to see him go back to Brooklyn, but I think he'd be a good fit anywhere, especially for a young team. I'm going to throw Atlanta out there. Sign him to the veterans. I think he'd be a great fit with he's already played with DeJounte Murray, played with Trae Young. If you keep John Collins at the 4, don't trade him. You got Capella at the 5. Have Aldridge come off the bench. Honestly, I think that'd be a great fit. See if that happens. Not sure if that will actually happen. That's just the first thing that popped in my head. We'll see. We'll see, man. We still have time. I'm just talking about the free agents. Like I said, I don't like to give too much of, they're going to sign him. They should go there. He should go do this. We'll talk about that when it's all said and done. Because there's always going to be what ifs, man. And I'll talk about what ifs to a point. But not too far, man. Not too far. Now, I got DeMarcus Cousins on this list too. I really enjoyed what he did last year. And I do not believe he got enough credit over in Milwaukee and Denver. So I like to see him honestly get another shot in Milwaukee. Definitely think he deserves to be on a contender coming off the bench. Atlanta really, Cousins or Aldridge you can throw in there. I think Aldridge would be a better fit for Atlanta, but you could throw him anywhere. Cousins, man, you're going to get him for the minimum. So, yeah, Golden State's a place he's been before. I'm going to keep throwing the dang name out there, but whatever. And Golden State could use a 5 backup. You don't know what's going to happen with Wiseman. You just signed Looney into a 3-year deal. To have a guy coming off the bench just in case, it's a smart move. A smart move. If I'm going to save my 3rd name for Golden State. But Cousins, man, I would go to a contender. I like to see him go to a contender that's got younger teams. Atlanta's example. Charlotte would be a great fit. They lost Harrell with everything going on. I think Charlotte would be a good fit for Cousins. I like to see that. I like to see him and LaMelo play together. You don't know who's going to be at the 4 right now with everything going on with Miles Bridges. So, very interesting to see. 3rd name I got on here is Luke Garza, free agent, off that rookie contract. Man, really enjoyed watching him in college. Played okay in Detroit. I think he just needs to be given that chance. if Golden State's trying to go for a young guy, and I don't know if they're trying to go for a young guy because you got Wiseman who could be that 5 for the next 15 years in Golden State if they want to, you know what I mean? So I think Garza could fit in anywhere. I like to see him get a lot of playing time wherever he goes, and I don't think he was going to get that over in Detroit. So we'll see what happens with him. Very excited to see what happens with these guys, and free agency's slowing down. Ready for all these role guys to get signed, complete these teams, so we can sit here and talk about the teams and what's the outlook for next season. Just I'm ready for that point in the off season, and we're getting there, man. Just get through this next month or so, and we'll see what happens. I enjoy sitting here talking about basketball. It's one of my favorite things to do for sure. Just enjoy the game, enjoy everything about the game. It's just, and it goes back to those dark moments in your life, whatever it might be. I'm not speaking personally, I'm speaking generally. Whatever your dark time, you go back in your head right now, you sit there and you think about the darkest time in your life. And what was that one thing that kept you going, man? What was that one thing? My 2 things. Bieber's music, bro, since he came out, bro. Some one constant in my life that's never changed, bro. And people can say this and that. And I got to the point in my life a long time ago where I don't care what people said, but obviously I cared back when Bieber was coming out into the music scene back in 2009, 2010. But, man, he's been that constant in my life. With whatever was going on, his music was always there. And basketball has obviously been that for me as well, especially these last couple years, last 3 or 4 years, man. There was just a lot going on. Basketball was that for me. Just really, everybody has their things. Some people have defense mechanisms, cracking jokes, this and that, man. Mine's NBA, mine's basketball, man. And I'm just, I'm thrilled and happy to be able to sit here and just talk to myself, the few people that watch, man. I couldn't be happier, bro. I'm out here just enjoying life, talking about basketball. I mean, what could be better, man? So all you out there, if you guys are going through whatever, man, you just think of that one thing going on, that one thing with all the bad stuff going on. What's that one thing that keeps you going? And I'm not talking about, family or whatever. I'm talking about what keeps you calm in that moment. A hobby, whatever it might be. Man, pursue it. Whether it be for fun or what, man. I'm doing this because, honestly, I don't care if I get views or subscribers or what. I don't care if nobody watches it. I want to do this because I'm sitting here doing something, man. Doing something I like to do. And I think that's what the world is all about, especially right now. I think more people just need to do what they want to do. Don't be scared. And I think that is getting better as we go, especially the last few years. I think more people are doing what they want to do, even if it is just for a hobby. So I am excited to see that. I'm excited for this. I'm excited for everybody, man, because there's no way but up for anyone, man. And I know there's a lot of I talk about basketball, but also on each show I talk about positivity briefly and everything, man. There's just, even in the most negative situations, there's always something positive. Even if you can't find it, I promise you there is, and you can find it. Even if you gotta make it up. Look at Michael Jordan. Ooh, tied in with basketball, baby. We make connections. Michael Jordan used to make stuff up, man, to get this site going, bro. He used to make stuff up to get him going. And he's 6 for 6, baby. He's 6 for 6. We could be 10 for 10. Sky's the limit. Sky's the limit, man. On that note, we're getting towards the end here. We're actually at the end. So you know what time it is, baby. We're going to talk about Brittney Griner. You know, obviously we miss you. Very excited to have you home when you do come home. Right now we're at the point where we have made an offer has been made. We have the Biden administration has offered, and if I butcher the name, I apologize. Viktor Bout, convicted Russian arms trafficker, believe is 25 years he's doing right now. So the deal is, or the offer is, to trade them. Nothing's been finalized as of right now. I actually just went in and triple checked before I started filming tonight to make sure there was no more updates over there. Right now, it looks like everything's just at a standstill, waiting for Russia to finalize. Both of us, America and Russia, to finalize this deal if it's going to happen. I don't get into political stuff. The only reason I bring Brittney Griner up because it's bogus. She broke the law. Okay. Pretty sure everybody in this world at some point has broken the law. We all make mistakes. But does she deserve to be over for that long? Were we making enough noise? If it was somebody else, you know, stuff we've said before. And I just... You know, usually I don't get into this type of stuff, but to see just like, especially at first, the first couple months when Brittney was over in Russia, like, there wasn't people talking about it. And I'm talking about important people, celebrities, icons, people listen to, you know, people just were not talking about it. And the fact that it's been getting all this publicity and since basically the WNBA All-Star game within the last couple of weeks, man, it's just... I'm glad she's finally getting the recognition she deserves, but it should have happened a while ago. So I'll keep you updated with that once we get more info. I'm probably going to try to do a show at the end of the weekend since we missed last week and see if we have anything we can brush up on. I think here soon, if not next show, the show after, I'll get into my top 10 greatest of all time that I've seen play. Further on, we'll get on historic teams. Here soon, I would like to have somebody on, especially during the off season. Not much going on. I'm going to try to have some people on here so we can have a little debates going on. Talk about some sports, some historic stuff, and, you know, just get it rolling, baby. Just get it rolling, you know. And tomorrow's Friday, guys. I hope everybody's Thursday night vibes are at an all-time high. You know, it's 11:47, so I know y'all at the bar, you at the club. It's Thirsty Thursday. Got them $2 drinks going, man. Just enjoy, man. Keep them Thursday vibes up. Carry them to Friday, because, man, Friday is a whole vibe, baby. You know how it goes, man. So, on that note, I'm signing off, boys. Happy Thursday night. Happy Friday vibes to everybody. And we'll catch you next time.